Good evening, my lovelies, and the warmest of welcomes to Tuesday Night Live. It is nothing less than a sheer and frankly orgasmic joy to be here with you again, and I'm going to be with you until midnight as we say goodbye to Tuesday. Excuse me, and we wave in Wednesday, hump day, darlings. Now then, you're going to have to excuse me if I'm a little bit coughy, a little bit spluttery, and a little bit sneezy. Today I've got a very slight dose of some lurgy or other, so apologies for that, but we're going to plough on regardless, aren't we? Of course we are. I hope you've all had a splendid day, and I would love to hear all about it. And obviously, always want to know what you've been eating, the old community snap feature. I had. I had 7 beans on toast for breakfast, and I don't mean I had 7 portions of beans on toast. I mean I had 7 beans on a piece of toast this morning, and I've got a treat tomorrow because I've got 8. There are 8 beans remaining. I think I counted them right. Let me just double check. I'd hate to give you misinformation. Oh God, I'm wrong. I apologise to you, darlings. Look at this. I've got 2 more portions in there, haven't I? There are 1, 2, 3, 3, 6. Oh God, there's about 22 beans in there. I can stretch that over another 2 or 3 breakfasts. Oh, so yeah, that was breakfast. Beans on toast, just not many beans. Lunch was lunch. Lunch was, darlings. It was just a sausage and onion sandwich with mustard. I've been a bit busy today, what with one thing and another, which I'm going to tell you all about later on. And supper tonight will, of course, be staff curry. What else? I'm just going to have a quick drink, darlings, because my throat is a bit, a little bit woo, a little bit wet. Yeah, all of those things. So you're very good health, my lovelies. Cheers to you all. Bottoms up. Oh, oh, that really is most welcome. Now, before I get on to the stuff that I'm going to talk about, let's see what you're talking about. First cab off the rank tonight is Barry, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. A very good evening to you all. I probably won't be around tonight, working late, so I wish you all a good one. Well, thank you. Have a good night at work, mate. Stay safe and all that. Jimmy Mighty Quinn, who's going to be getting a very special mention later on, says, good evening, Boaty, and all Peter P is with us. Good evening, Boaty and Honourable Pufflings. Greetings, Honourable Community. Oh dear, yeah, Barry's got a late one and he's not looking forward to it. Why, aye, man, says Lord Stiff Upper Lip. Simone is here, hooked on classics. Hello, hope you're all well. We hope the same for you, Simone. Oh, Matron is here, finally. Good evening, all, says Matron. I'm safely back in London after Rochdale shenanigans with Boaty, Neil, Sophie, and Mustard. Back to boring old reality, but lovely to be back in the chat on my full screen PC monitor. And then Matron goes on to say hello to everybody individually. Well, welcome back home and welcome back here, Matron. And where were you when we needed you? World War III kicked off on Sunday night. And where were you? Boozing it up and having orgies with, absolute. Glad you had a lovely break, Matron, and it was lovely to catch up with you. And indeed, Neil and Sophie, and there were lots of cuddles and hugs, and it was all rather wonderful. And I did it all sober, darlings. They're the drunkards. Sunday night, Monday night, oh, they were on the lash. Oh, there'll be some stories to tell there. I wonder if Matron videoed any of it, or if it's all being kept secret. Oh, here we go again, folks. Says Jimmy F500. More punishment. Oh, I got gifted yet another membership of Hubnut channel and their newest card acquisition. Oh, well, congratulations, Jimmy F500. I was once gifted a Hubnut membership, only the once. So there you are. It is no doubt your good fortune. What's his new car? I haven't watched a Hubnut video for I can't remember how long. I don't know why. There are some channels that I used to watch avidly. Sorry, darlings. And I've just stopped watching them. Maybe that's how it works. Things are cyclical. Channels change, you change. I suppose I've seen it with my own, haven't I? You know, people that used to never miss one of my videos, never miss a live stream. And now they're off doing other things with other people. So there we are. Oh! My apologies for that unsolicited and frankly unwelcome wine burp. Oh. Alan Simpson is with us. Good evening, lads, lasses, and everyone else. Bad Books is here. Good evening, all. Hi, Boaty and all the inner scrotum, says the wonderful Chaz Brown. Oh, Mark Passad is here as well. Good evening, Boaty, and good evening, chat. A jolly good evening to you. Oh, yeah. And everybody saying hello to each other, which you'll have to put those flowers on the Antique Roadshow, says Bad Books. Yeah, I know they've had it. They're knackered. They have ceased to be. They've fallen off the perch. They should be pushing up the daisies. I'll get them cleared out tomorrow. The ones on the windowsill are not much better, to be honest. They all need to go. I feel you, says Alan Simpson. I've had lurgy for about a week and a half. The cough is a persistent bugger. Yeah, I've just been a bit snotty and sneezy, and I was really coughy when I woke up today, even after I had my coffee. See what I did there? I was coffee even after I had my coffee. I'll blow my nose slightly out of shock because you don't want to see that, do you? So I feel all right. Got spitting everywhere now. I feel all right, just a bit lurgified up is all. It'll pass or it'll kill me. One or the other. Either way, I'm not going to worry about it. Trisha is here. Good evening, Boaty and all in chat. Good evening, Trisha, and indeed Paul, if you're there as well. You have slightly more beans than buttocks, says Alan Simpson. I do. If I had 19 buttocks, I would give 17 to you. Because you really are such a top-of-the-range bunch of pufflings. Bean on toast, says Bad Books. Jimmy at 500 is just despairing. Oh, geez. You're now down to counting beans. Oh, Simone is back. I did, Jimmy. I did. I'm coming on to that in a minute. Hi, Matron. Oh, Matron. I've just been watching the Carry On film, the Black Fingernail one. Oh, which one's that, Chaz Brown? Black Fingernail. Carry On Screaming? Oh, not sure. I haven't seen a Carry On film for ages. I used to love the Carry On films. Do you remember those fabulous nights? School holidays or Christmas holidays, I remember as well. And there used to be a Carry On film on the BBC late at night at 10:30 or something like that. And because it was holidays, you could stay up and watch it. Oh, God, the happy, halcyon days of youth, darlings, eh? Oh, Sean is here, the lovely Sean. Just finished editing my London video out on Thursday. So here for about an hour. Oh, lovely. Very welcome you are too. I watched your video this morning. I watched the first half of it when I was in bed, and I watched the second half of it when I wasn't in bed, when I was down in exactly this position, just dressed differently, coughing a bit more, and desperately inhaling coffee. Oh, what would the world be of a morning without a decent cup of coffee, eh? Well, I should rub it up. So I will look forward to that next one, Sean. Oh, and on the subject of videos, I hope that you enjoyed mine tonight, if you were kind enough to view it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's, actually. You might particularly enjoy tomorrow's. There's some more hot parlor action. Hello, I'm being pinged. Oh. Ah, right. Thank you very much. I'm being educated here. The Black Fingernail was in Carry On, Don't Lose Your Head. 1967. Was that? God, my bloody eyesight. That phone's too small. Carry On, Don't Lose Your Head. I can't know. Oh! Oh, I'm getting a vague memory. Was that a sort of takeoff of the Scarlet Pimpernel? And was it set in revolutionary France or something? I genuinely don't remember that one very well. You talk about not losing your head, and then I think about Carry On Henry, which was that was one of my favourites of the cat. Oh, feature number 12. Which was your favourite Carry On film? I mean, Carry On Up the Khyber was rather good, wasn't it? But Carry On Henry was a good one, yeah. Trying to remember some of the lines for it. To issue, all fall down. Oh, and then there was the classic speech, wasn't there, in Carry On Henry? Kenneth Williams, when he was reading out that, I don't know, death warrant or whatever it was, between the party of the first part and the party of the second parts. I remember that one. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And has she been chased? All over Normandy. Oh, that was a banger. Carry On Henry. Oh gosh. But there you go. Do feel free to share your own memories of your favourite carry-ons, and some of your favourite lines. Peter P had ground beef soup today. You eat well, Peter P. I'll give you that. Oh, the lovely M11 is here. Good evening, Bugs. I've got a new toy, and I know what it is, and I know what you are all thinking, and you should all be, quite frankly, ashamed of yourselves. Go and wash your minds out. It's not that. sort of toy. Ah. Oh, Tracy P is with us. Good evening. I'm rather tired, been busy today. Oh, well, I mean, you can put your feet up now, Trace. Pour yourself a glass of something mildly poisonous and relax with your friends. God knows that's what I do on a nightly basis, isn't it? Oh, and so I do apologise. I missed the lovely Andrew Buttigieg, the artist formerly known as Ivor Spotty Botty. A very good evening, Boaty and everyone. Neil is here, the fantastic Neil. Hello all. How, Neil? How? And what a wonderfully Indian greeting, if I may say so. How? Uh, oh, no, Neil goes on. Hello all, how are we? Sorry, had a typo. I think we'll forgive you. People are saying hello to each other and everybody's saying hello to Sean. Oh, God, Monday night was madness, says Neil. Well, I guessed it was when none of you rocked up for the live. We dreaded to think what was going on. Now, Sophie did the... I hope I'm not breaking any confidences here, but you know me, I'm hideously indiscreet. I mean, all I'm going to say is that Sophie sent me a picture very late at night of the three of them in bed together. And there was boobage and there was, oh, God. I mean, it was, dear me. I mean, fortunately, I'd had a glass or seven of wine, so I was able to cope with it. But if I'd have seen that first thing in the morning, it could easily have triggered one of my episodes. I warn you, darling, I'm having an episode. I'd like a smoking jacket. I would like a smoking jacket and some posh slippers, and I'll do live streams from the front parlour. Front parlour live with Miles Chumley Warner. Good evening. And today we will be discussing how wonderful it is to be British. We had an empire, you know. And fish and chips, marvellous. Marvellous. Bungo squiffy. I should do that one of these nights. Live. Boaty, live from the front parlour. I'll do it one of these nights. I will do it one of these nights. Tomorrow, says Mark Passat, I'm picking up a new pair of glasses and new lenses for current frames. Blimey, the expense. Well, I probably need glasses for all I know. I probably need artificial legs and bloody hemorrhoid cream and medication for this, that, and the other. Oh, oh dear. I remember what my mother used to pay for glasses, and that was way back in the day. I dread to think what they cost now. So I don't worry about it, darlings. I just, if I really need to read something, then I take a picture of it and enlarge it. And don't tell me I'm the only person that does that. God, oh, the things you miss from your youth. The ability to read the small print on a can of beans or something. God above. What it is to get old, darlings. But always remember, getting old is better than the alternative. Simone. Simone says, I still have not remonetized. I will be migrated over to Universal Credit within the next 3 months. I cracked today and almost lost the plot. Rang the GP and Samaritans. Meds are coming. Nothing to worry about, Simone. Nothing to worry about, Simone. I will give you some advice. Do not voluntarily go over to Universal Credit. You might wonder how I know this. You remember I told you last night that I watched a random video about it? Well, I did watch it, and when I watch a video, I watch it thoroughly. So this is not my own advice. It's coming from somebody else, but she knew what she was talking about. Right. So, Simone, do not voluntarily migrate over to Universal Credit. Wait until they do it for you. So it's not your choice kind of thing. Because then, I can't remember what it's called. No. Because then you get some, there's a name for it, I can't remember what it is, but then you get some protected payment type thing. So you won't possibly get any less money than you are at the moment. If you voluntarily migrate, you don't get that protection. But if the migration is foisted upon you by the powers that be, then that protection will kick in. So you don't need to worry about that, and don't worry about being on Universal Credit, and don't worry about your YouTube earnings, which are managed migration is what you're thinking of, Boaty. Thank you, matron. We were saying last night that if you'd been there when Simone was chatting with us and we were trying to advise her, Emma was saying that you'd have been the person to ask because you know all about it. But do not, Simone, remonetize your videos immediately. Get them remonetized. Get it done before you go to bed tonight, because you are only biting off your nose to spite your face. Seriously, remonetize them, right? Your gross annual income from your self-employment is less than £1,000. Your gross annual income is less than £1,000. So you don't need to do a tax return. You don't need to notify Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. Nothing like that at all. Now, when you're migrated over to Universal Credit, then simply tell them that you've got a tiny little side hustle with YouTube, and ask if you should be reporting it. And if they say yes, then all that will happen is that on a particular day of each month, as Sean told you last night, you will have to report what your self-employed earnings were. And by the sound of it, two months out of 3, it's going to be 0, because you said you were earning 60 quid every 3 months. And you will also get the opportunity to add expenses. Now, the chances are, if you're like most of us with tiny YouTube channels, your expenses will outweigh your YouTube income. So, for example, if you make a film, if you make a video for YouTube of you driving, then you can claim the petrol. Or actually, you can claim more than the petrol. You can claim a cost per mile, which you can offset against your income. And similarly, you might, if there's anything that you use for your YouTube business, you can also claim an element of your electricity and so on if you work from home. So basically, the point is, if you're only earning 60 quid every 3 months, then your expenses are going to outweigh that anyway. So don't get into a tizzy. Don't get panicky about anything like that. Just tell them that you've got this tiny amount of earnings from self-employment via YouTube, that you're hopeful that one day it will become more than it is. And you're perfectly willing to look for and do work, and they'll be absolutely fine. They'll support you. It will be an absolute positive for you, and you won't lose any money because of it. Well, no, you literally won't lose any money because on paper, your YouTubing will be you'll be in the negative all the time. So all the worst of it that will happen is that they'll say, well, look, your self-employment isn't what we term gainful. Um, so we will ask that you search for work, be available for work, and take work if and when it becomes available, which I'm sure that you would do anyway, my lovely. So don't be getting into a tizzy. Don't be ringing the Samaritans. You don't need any of that. You've got absolutely nothing to worry about. Get your channel remonetized. Get your videos remonetized. Work away at YouTube. You've got a gift for it. You'd be daft not to. And while you're not, I know you do voluntary work, and I know that you keep yourself busy looking after your cars and your motorbike, and I know that you keep yourself busy in the garden as well as your voluntary stuff. But have a go at YouTube. Have a little bit more of a proper go if that's something that you would like to do. But don't be worrying about it, and certainly don't be worrying about the silly DWP. They'll be absolutely fine. I promise you, you won't have a problem. Now then. Oh, Sophie's here and says hello to everyone. I had a better idea, says the M11. Re Emma and Boaty salvage hunters. We buy 3 items in the charity shops and have to sell them on eBay. And the winner is the person who makes the most profit. So bargain hunt, in other words, then. That's not a new idea, Emma. That was exactly how bargain hunt worked. You went, you bought 3 items, you sold them in auction. And for those who don't know, I did appear on Bargain Hunt. I was stitched up by my friend who was then the presenter, Mr. David Dickinson. And I do, therefore, hold the record for the largest ever pro rata loss on Bargain Hunt. Stitched up like a kipper, I was. But yeah, that's not a bad idea, though. We can do our own rip-off version of old Bargain Hunt. It'll bring back some unhappy memories. Alan says Hubnut's got a Forester. Oh, has he? Oh, that's quite a sensible car for him, isn't it? How did he end up with one of those? A Subaru Forester in silver, no less, says Ivor Spotty Butty. Yes, says Matron. I did film Sunday night's socials, but put the camera down for Monday night. But there may be a couple of cheeky pics. Ah, well, there we are. Peter P is reminding Emma to keep an eye out for valuable diecast. Sean has been watching an old episode of Duty Free with Keith Barron this evening. Oh, now then, Duty Free. That was Keith Barron and what was her name? Joanna Van Gussy Gum, Gwiggly Gums. I can't remember. She was nice, actually. And then there was the fat bird and the bloke with the moustache who looked like the Italian officer out of Allo Allo. Bloody hell, Duty Free, that's going back. What on earth did you watch that on, Sean? What channel is showing old episodes of Duty Free? It's amazing it got on the television first time round. Surely people aren't still showing it. I mean, I don't remember it that well, but I don't remember it as being one of the absolute highlights of British televisual history. God. I mean, wasn't it just wasn't it just a continual will they, won't they over Keith Barron? Because Keith Barron was married to the to the comely, to the well-proportioned lady. And the Italian guy with the moustache was married to Joanna Van Goosey Goosey. But there was some mild flirtation, wasn't there, between Keith Barron and the posh bird? I don't remember it that well. Good point. Good point, Sean. Simone, Sean is reminding you that if you don't turn your monetization back on yourself, if you don't remonetize your videos yourself, then you do risk being removed from the partner program completely. And then, as I know to my cost, you're going to be kicked off it for a minimum of 3 months, and then you'll have to go through the reapplication process. So seriously, for your own well-being and peace of mind, get your videos turned back on. There is no downside to it. There is only a potential upside, because, again, as Sean said last night, if you keep plugging away at YouTube, you never know when that one video is going to come that makes the difference for you. And I've said this a million times before. With a lot of the channels that I'm aware of, it was one video that made the difference. It certainly was for Sean. Took him 12 years of plugging away, and then suddenly he's an overnight raving success. Was the same for James, JM on Cars. He suddenly released a video that earned him more than his whole channel had earned in his whole YouTubing career. So, yeah, Simone, you'd be daft if you didn't remonetize your videos. I know what you mean, says Alan Simpson. I used to watch Mr. Lloyd and Planet Auto regularly, but haven't for ages. Not that I dislike them, just not enough hours in the day. I think that's what it is, isn't it? You kind of prioritize what you watch if you are time limited. And I must be honest, I've not watched Joseph's videos for a while either. I think maybe it's the car thing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm getting to the stage where I don't know. Is it a car thing? But I mean, my favorite channel at the moment is well, apart from nearest and dearest like Sean and Mustard, my favorite channel is Harry's Garage. I love that, and that's all about cars. So maybe it isn't a car thing. I don't know. Maybe it is just that there's not enough hours in the day to watch everything, and I'm not even watching every blot now. If I want to stick something on YouTube that I know I'm going to enjoy, I watch a Harry's Garage that I've already seen before, but I'm happy to watch it again. And the videos that I absolutely, when a new one pops up, that I always click onto would be Sean. Somebody was talking to me about this, and Sean won't mind me saying this, that Sean can get amazing views if he buys some shopping and unpacks it on camera. And somebody was talking to me about this, and how does that work, and so on and so on and so on. And they said to me, well, you don't watch him unpacking his shopping, do you? And I had to be honest, I said, well, actually, yeah, I do. I don't know why. I don't know why, but yeah, I will sit and watch every second of a video of Sean unpacking his shopping, and I can't explain it, but I wish I had his bloody magic. Oh dear. Matron says, oh no, Simone, you were demonetized. No, she wasn't. She just took the monetization off her videos. Yeah, she did it herself, mate, and she hasn't been demonetized at all. Oh, Simone says, Emma, I did wonder when I saw your Facebook profile picture. Hope you'll be on the bright side, looking at the light side soon. Oh, you can't beat a bit of Bruce, can you? Yeah, that's the idea. Chin up. Sean's just texted me. Unpacked my shopping today and I didn't film it, and I felt like I was cheating. Yeah, you'll have upset that there'll be about 15,000 people, most of them ladies aged over 55, who would be very angry with you if they knew that. Don't worry, I won't tell them. Maybe I could be a stand-in for you. Maybe when you can't be asked to film yourself unpacking your shopping. Maybe I can be like a warm-up act or something. I wouldn't be able to pull it off. I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. I mean, I could have a go. I did do some shopping today. But I don't think I'm capable of channeling my inner Sean. I don't think I've even got an inner Sean. Well, hello. I'm not even going to try and do the accent. I'm Welsh. I'm Welsh, for God's sake. And I'm not going to try and do the accent. Hello, and welcome back to the little cottage here in the Peak District. Well, today I went shopping. I can't be somebody else. I have to be. I want to say I went shopping, my lovelies. I went shopping, darlings, and I want to get all excitable. And I can't do that. I've got to be calm and measured, because that's what works with the ladies. So today I went and did a little shopping, and so and I bought these Sainsbury's medium egg noodles, and I thought, I can't do it. I can't do it. I bought some noodles, darlings. I'm going to make chow mein with them. I was going to make, I'll tell you what, what else is in there? Oh, it's my gimbal. I didn't buy that. I took it to work. I did a tiny little bit of filming at the restaurant tonight. I was going to do, I bought these to cook tomorrow. I might as well tell you the whole story now, hadn't I? So I bought these to cook tomorrow. I was going to make chow mein for lunch tomorrow. A classic chow mein, not a fusion chow mein, thank you very much. But now I've changed my mind, and I'll show you why. Ram, you all know Ram. If anybody new is watching this live stream, and I can't imagine that you are, I mean, I'm sure you were all old hands and members of the inner scrotum. So you all know who Ram is. Ram is head chef, part owner of the restaurant. You all know that. My very, very dear friend. Anyway, he gave me these from his garden, because he showed me a video of his garden on, when would it have been? On Sunday night. And it was a video going around his garden and showing he's got this, that, and the other. And this year he's grown English runner beans. Now, the year before he grew Nepalese green beans, but he grew English runner beans. And he said, and there are so many beans. People come, people take, because too many beans. And I said, they're my favorite thing in the world. And they cost a fortune in Sainsbury's, and I can't afford to buy them. And you're giving away beans to people who go, bring me the beans. Why have you not brought me any beans? I didn't know you liked the beans. He said, they're my favorite thing. I said, I'm all about the bean. Oh my God, I'm all over the runner beans. And that was that. And then tonight I went out to my car, to go home because I drive home, darlings. It's 20 miles. It's too far to walk. And I went out to my car, and this little bundle in this little plastic bag was propped up on my windscreen wiper. And oh, I could have hugged and kissed him. I mean, fresh beans are just the best thing ever, aren't they? I mean, cook them perfectly and then just give them a swish with some hot butter and black pepper. And isn't that a wonderful thing? So, tomorrow, darlings, I'm going to do chicken, possibly with stuffing, if I can be asked. If I can't be asked, it'll be without stuffing. Oh, yes. And I'm going to, I bought, right, back to the unpacking my shopping video. I bought a single potato. See, that's when you know when you're poor. You know you're poor when you go to the shop and you buy a single potato. None of this buying a bag of potatoes, bollocks. That's for the riches. When you're poverty stricken like me, that's what you buy, one bloody potato. So tomorrow is going to be chicken, beautiful mashed potato, perfectly seasoned, wonderfully smooth, buttery, possibly with a bit of horseradish. Oh, yes. How international and windswept of me. And some green beans, darlings. And that's good because Wednesday, if you didn't realise, Wednesday is the traditional day for a sort of mini midweek roast. And I don't know if that's true, except that I left the fridge door open. Except that in my wife's hospital, when I had a wife and when she had a hospital, I no longer have a wife, darlings. And the person who was my wife is no longer a wife and no longer has a hospital. But anyway, when she had one, it had a canteen type of chap, old school, darlings. And on Wednesday, they always did like a mini roast thing. So I assume that it's a good old British tradition that you have your full roast on a Sunday, and on Wednesday, you have kind of a nod to a Sunday roast, like a Sunday roast tribute act. And ever since I encountered my wife in the restaurant, in the canteen, and just to be clear, I never podgered her in the canteen, podgered her in her office on several occasions. I very much enjoyed that, especially when she'd done one of those rare days where she forgot that she was higher management, put an actual uniform on, and went out and got her hands dirty. Oh, those were the best days, those were. Oh, absolutely, Mark. How do I do this? Hang on, how does this work? Right, I'm doing a perfectly nice piece of live streaming, talking about trying to emulate Sean and being his stand-in when he can't be asked to film himself unpacking his shopping. And I end up talking about pottering my ex-wife in her hospital office. It's a particular talent of mine. And this is undoubtedly the reason that I will never in 1,000 years be successful on YouTube, because I just talk absolute drivel. Oh, and Sean is suggesting that I do a video how not to unpack your shopping. Oh, God. Oh, let's get back to you people. There are things that I actually want to talk about tonight, and the live stream's nearly gone. Right, let's mention it now. Bad news and good news. The bad news, and we've been discussing this in the Facebook group today, the bad news is that I got confirmation today that all of the money that I earned between the 1st and the 27th of May, which was £149 and some pence, the vast majority of which was fan funding, i.e. directly from you guys, not from advertising revenue, YouTube are keeping it all. They are not paying it out to me, and they are not going to refund it back to you. Apparently, that is what their policies state, that if you get demonetized, even if it's only temporarily paused, then any monies that have not yet been paid are forfeited. And you might think, okay, I understand that when the channel is demonetized, that you would not pay those monies out, even if they'd, in theory, well, even if they had been earned before the demonetization took place. But surely when it's channel memberships and super chats, surely those would be refunded to the people that, no, oh no, YouTube keep the lot. And if you think how many millions of YouTube channels there are, and no doubt how many get demonetized on a regular basis, this little thing must be earning YouTube a bloody fortune, darlings. And it doesn't stop there. Not only do they keep the money that they haven't paid out, but their company policies that presumably I agreed to when I became a YouTube partner, and presumably you agreed to when you decided to become a channel member or buy a super chat or send a super sticker. Presumably we agreed to this. We won't know that we did. It'll be in the small print, which, let's be honest, none of us read. But that is the situation, darlings. And I was hoping against hope that that money was going to appear for me this month, because God knows I need it. But no. YouTube are keeping the lot, and they're not going to give a single penny of it to me, and they're not going to give a single penny of it back to you. So I apologise that that effectively you've been rather bum swizzled, darlings, as indeed have I. So as I pointed out in the Facebook group, whoever clicked that report button on me has not only screwed me, they've screwed you as well. Now, we've been discussing this in the Facebook group during the course of today, after I got my monthly figures for the month of August. Obviously, I was only monetized for 3 days of August, 28th, 4 days, 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st. So obviously, there ain't going to be much money there, clearly, 4 days. But I was hoping that the money from May would kick back in, and so I would get a payout this month. No. So I got onto creator support, and I said, look what's going on here. And all they said was the standard corporate replied. They just said, read our monetization policy here, and gave a link. Read this here, and gave a link. The only human bit I got from them today was, I'm really sorry I haven't got better news for you. And I appreciated that, because that was a human being a human being and adding something to the corporate type response, you know? So now in the Facebook group, everybody's been pretty outraged. We've all agreed it's unfair. We've all agreed it's immoral. I presume it's legal. I presume it is. That one of the biggest companies in the world. They're not going to do. Well, that's taken the wind out of my sails. I was going to say that. Blimey. Cut a long story short, I was going to say that that it is what it is. We've all agreed it's unfair, it's immoral, etc., etc., etc. Somebody pointed out that look, at the end of the day, they hold the keys. It's a learning lesson. Move on and just be bigger and be better, and that's all that we can do, really. Learn the lesson, move on, be bigger, be better. And that's exactly what I've been trying to do. I've been working on my thumbnails. I've tweaked my video titles. I'm tweaking my content all the time. I'm taking on advice from many of you lovely guys. But the thing I need to just say is that amazingly, and that's what's made me made me stop, is Sean, the really lovely and amazing Sean, has just PayPal'd me the money that YouTube haven't paid, and I apologise if I wasn't supposed to tell anybody, Sean. Blimey. Oh, I don't know what to say. Or you don't know what to say about that, except that I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you very much. And thank you to all of you who have helped to keep me going in this 3 months. And oh, sorry, I'll just have to have a moment there. Oh, that really is incredibly generous, and I'm so grateful, and that will make a huge difference in terms of how this month goes. And I was going to move on and give you the good news, which, and there is good news. I mean, there's a lot of good news, really. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, or it was. It's obviously much less of a kick in the teeth now. In fact, it's not a kick in the teeth at all. It's something that is probably going to make me cry a little bit as soon as the camera goes off. But yeah, so the channel's better without all of the extraneous stuff on there. My videos are getting better all the time. I think my thumbnails are certainly getting better. I'm learning about video titles and stuff like that. My numbers are getting better. I noticed that over the last 5 or 6 days, my ad revenue earnings are higher pro rata on videos than they were before. So, you know, I'm moving in the right direction, and onwards and upwards. Success is the best revenge and all of that. But the good news was, and it seems silly talking about this now, but you know, this bloody alarm clock, radio alarm clock that I've been banging on about. Well, the eBay auction finished tonight, and God, you talk about acts of kindness and that sort of thing. If you were watching the live last night, as you know, Jimmy Quinn found the thing that I'm actually bidding on. He said he was going to outbid me on it, but I knew he was joking. And I got a phone call tonight on the way home from work. Didn't have my Bluetooth on, so didn't answer it the first time or the second time. So I had to wait for a lay-by so that I could pull in and answer the phone. And it was Jimmy, bless him. And he said, "How much is your maximum bid on that clock radio?" I said, "I don't know yet. I'm going to be home before the auction ends. I'll figure out. I'll figure out what it is. Blah blah blah." And he said, "Right, when you put your maximum bid on, add an extra £5 on it, and I'll send it to you because I don't want you to lose it." And I thought, how bloody lovely is that? So the good news is that I won my dream clock radio, and there's going to be a lot of videos about that. The majority of my content, darlings, over the next 3 years is going to be based around. It's going to be based around the clock radio, and I'm not even joking. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, I mean, I was feeling, you know, on what could have been a kind of awful day. I was kind of feeling positive anyway, and now I'm just feeling obviously even more positive. And I'm just grateful for you lot, and I'm a very lucky and very blessed human being. Um, Aside from that shenanigans with YouTube, it's been a brilliant day. Watch the video tomorrow, please. I think it might be a good one. I'll try and cobble it together okay, with my newly acquired elementary editing skills that I'm still working on improving. So today, as planned, I went to pick up the piece for the bottom of the stairs. But this time the lady was in. If you remember last Tuesday when I went to the telephone table, she was out. She left it in her porch, and I shoved the money through the letterbox, very trusting of her, and took it. But today she was in, and she was the loveliest lady ever. It turned out that we've got friends in common. She works for the NHS, and so we've got people in common. And she works in early dementia support, which was obviously the thing that Maggie, my ex-wife, spearheaded. She was responsible for introduced and spearheaded the Dementia ASAP program. So we knew a load of the same people, although I didn't know her. And she was just lovely. Even before we found that out, she threw the door open and said, right, you must come in because there might be some other things that you would like. And what a wonderful thing that is to just, and I'm a bit of a big old, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm a big bloke, and I probably look like a bloody drug addict or something with me hair all over the place and gaps in my teeth. And she just threw the door open and said, you must come in and have a look in case there's anything else that you want. And she was so enthusiastic about life and everything. Just one of those wonderful, positive people. So first thing was the piece that I'd gone there to collect, that I'd agreed to buy. And that was every bit as wonderful as I hoped that it would be. It's full of character. It was covered in cobwebs, and it fits perfectly and beautifully at the bottom of the stairs, better than I hoped. So that's all amazing and wonderful and totally positive. But you know, she had me looking around all the rest of the stuff, and we were talking 19 to the dozen. I could have spent all afternoon chatting to her. It was absolutely great. She was a joy, a sheer joy. And so I ended up also getting a little lamp and 3 framed, I don't know what you call them, needlecraft type things in nice frames that were the perfect wood for the room. So you'll see it all in the video tomorrow. So that just, I think I actually said on film that didn't just make my day, it made my entire week. It was such a wonderful and joyful and positive thing. And then I came back home and filmed it, and everything fitted perfectly, and the pictures slotted in beautifully on existing picture hooks that were previously just a naked space. So it's all been a really joyful day. All things, yeah. So yeah, a day that kind of started badly just ended up being wonderful, and it's ended up now being even more wonderful thanks to some ridiculously generous and sweet kindnesses that I'm incredibly grateful for. Sometimes I even feel guilty that, but yeah, I don't know. I'll say thank you properly tomorrow night when I'm a little bit more together. Let's get back to some comments. I'm safe there. Where did I get to? Don't forget to like, says Jimmy Quinn. Oh, Mr. Stephen Paddy from Port Sunlight in the Whittle, the Leisure Peninsula, is with us. How are you, Mr. Parry? Um, Thank you for the reminder, Jimmy, says Matron. Even I forgot to click the doings unless reminded. Oh, Simone's had a difficult day, bless her. The carry-ons were great, even for the cars alone, says Jimmy at 500. Will the next acquisition be a telephone book, Boaty, asked Peter P. Somebody else mentioned that. I don't know if they're available. But yeah, I suppose having a telephone directory would be a very appropriate dressing for the table, but God knows if you can find them now. I've honestly got no idea. I suppose I could get an old fashioned telephone book like your grandmother used to have with all of the names and addresses and phone numbers in. Oh, and a feature. We'll do it tomorrow because it's already kind of time to say goodnight now, isn't it? But somebody put in a comment, I can't remember who it was, one of the regulars commented on the video, and they described in amongst the comment how their grandmother answered the phone. So remind me, let's do that as a feature tomorrow. How did your parents or your grandparents answer the phone? Now, because it used to be very different back in the earlier days of telephonics. My grandmother always answered the phone with Glynneath 511. And ironically, when much later in life, when I had the cottage in my home village, I had the same phone number, Glynneath 511, although it was 720 by then, or the full title was 063 or 01639 But that was how my grandmother did it. Glynneath 511. So that will be tomorrow night's feature. How did your parents or your grandparents answer the phone? Don't tell me now because I'm already a million miles behind on the comments. It's already midnight, and I can't be doing with reading out about your grandmothers and how they answer the phone. Save that for tomorrow. That'll be a really good feature. Tomorrow night, if I do shopping tomorrow night, then I will unpack my shopping on the live, and we'll do how did your grandmother answer the phone. And if that isn't my breakthrough video that raises my channel to the kind of heights where I spend every other week lying on a tropical beach having a beautiful dusky maiden rubbing suntan oil into my summer cardigan, then I will be absolutely amazed. That is a video that's just got success written, quite frankly, all over it and halfway through it. So, don't miss it, darlings. Come back tomorrow night. You wouldn't want to be missing that now, would you? Oh dear. I'm all over the place like a mad woman's drawers tonight. Good call, Peter P, says Matron, about the telephone book. Oh, somebody out there, one of you will know. It's never occurred to me to look for a telephone directory. I bet they're probably on eBay, aren't they? Everything's on eBay. But what would be the chances of getting one for the area that you currently live in? That would be the challenge, wouldn't it? Or I imagine it would anyway. Oh, that's very strange. That's very sweet. Emma's reaching out a bit to Simone. Simone, honestly, love, there are loads of people who'll be here for you if we can help in any way. To me, it sounds like you're getting yourself all into a tizwas over something that you really don't need to be worrying about. But I completely understand that that when the when your id starts slinging these slings and arrows into your mental mix-up, then you don't necessarily see things as outside people would see them. But we're all here for you. Oh, favourite Carry On films. God, that was about 3 hours ago. Carry On Screaming, says Chaz Brown. Carry On Camping, says Bad Books. Sean says, I once asked Barbara Windsor why they never made Carry On Gardening. And you, did you really? I'm not sure whether this is going to turn out to be a joke or a genuine anecdote. I once asked Barbara Windsor why they never made Carry On. And don't you just love the casual name drop? Yeah, used to work in television. Why they never made Carry On Gardening. And she said they considered it, but all the jokes would have been too predictable, so wouldn't have worked. There you go. So that is an anecdote. You got it from the horse's mouth. God, Carry On Gardening. Yeah, I suppose it could have worked, couldn't it? Oh, I guess all of the prick jokes. Yeah. I mean, quite a lot of the Carry On films were based around kind of suburban people in semi-detached houses. Certainly, Carry On at Your Convenience was based around houses like that. That was another one of my favourites. Carry On at Your Convenience. So, Carry On Gardening probably could have worked quite well. Two Carry On favourites for Mark. Carry On Jack, and of course, Khyber. I don't remember Carry On Jack very well, but Carry On Up the Khyber, if you're interested, darlings, there's a Welsh connection because Carry On Up the Khyber was filmed on location in Snowdonia. So whatever the country was supposed to be where the Khyber Pass was actually Snowdonia. So there you go. But Carry On Up the Khyber was definitely one of mine. Bunged it in. Bernard Bresslaw has bunged it in. I mean, you can't beat that, can you? I mean, I know Eddie Izzard is very clever and his comedy is very nuanced and he can do his stand-up routines in at least two languages, possibly more. I've watched Eddie Izzard do stand-up in French and it was quite superb. But honestly, you're going to have to go some to beat Bernard Bresslaw has bunged it in. Bunged it in. You got to love that. Plenty of videos coming up of me using my new toy, I'm sure, says the M11. Yeah, well, you haven't told them what your new toy is, so I'm not going to tell them. They can keep guessing. Oh, and Simone says, my favourite is Carry On at Your Convenience. There you go. Carry On Snap Snap, Community Snap Snap. Matron says, yes, it's true. Me, Neil and Sophie were indeed boobing all over the premiere in bed. Carry On Camping and Carry On Behind, says Andrew. Show us your knickers. Oh, that was the Swedish woman's parrot, wasn't it? Oh, God, yeah, Carry On Behind. That was the one in the caravans when they were archaeologists. Sorry, all, I've just woken up, says Andrew. But geek, so I'm still a bit discombobulated. I've been awake for about 16 hours and I'm discombobulated. Matron says, Simone, I will try to advise tomorrow as I'm going through the migration right now and know exactly what you are facing. Please try not to panic. It is scary, though, I know. Oh, Simone, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Yes, says Emma. I know that's how bargain hunt works. I'm just saying we should do it that way rather than the way we were suggesting the other night. All right, put your handbag down. Woo. Yeah, it's a good idea. We can do that. And Matron's going to get together with Simone and see if she can help. Bless her. Matron's a good egg. Has anybody else been looking for half glasses? Is that a half glass? Oh God, no. I can't read. Has anyone else been looking for their glasses? Asked Peter P, only to realise you're wearing them already. And Simone says, Peter, yes, I have. And Tricia says, yes, absolutely. Um, uh, Andrew says, yeah, I got in a panic the other day, thought I'd lost my glasses. Oh dear. Jimmy F500, yes, age related, I'm afraid. Sean says, I watch Harry's farm, not his garage. The same guy. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. He's very personable, isn't he? He's very personable. He's kind of made for YouTube. I don't know how long Harry's farm has been going, but I wonder if Clarkson's farm, I know he's friends with Harry Metcalf. I wonder if Clarkson's farm came about as a result of Harry's farm. I mean, obviously, my background is in cars rather than in farming, so I suppose it's natural that I would gravitate towards Harry's garage. But I also head there because uh, he plays with the cars that I used to play with. Um, the only difference is he can afford to still play with them now when they're a lot more expensive, and I can't even afford to walk past and look at them. But a lot of the cars on his channel and the cars that he owns are cars that I've played with. So I love watching content about that. 911 Turbo, Lamborghini Countach, Testarossa, Espada. These are all either cars that I owned or had to play with as company toys. And it's lovely to have that reconnection with them. And I'm sure they feature on a lot of other channels as well. But I just really connect with Harry. I love his style. I love the fact that even though he's dealing with supercars, and hideously expensive stuff, I love the fact that it's just him and his missus filming it in quite a relatively low budget way. And I love his road trips. I love the fact that he uses paper maps and all of that. There's not a single thing I don't like about Harry's Garage. And as far as I'm aware, now obviously I might have met him. It's same deal as Hubnut. There's going to be a fair possibility that I would have met him back in the day when I had the car dealership, and he was obviously a journalist. But I don't remember any of the journalists that I met back in the day. I had loads of journalists come to the showrooms, come to the auctions, talk to me, interview me. I took cars to magazines for magazine shoots, for TV shoots. I did stuff with all of the Top Gear guys, and it's just a blur. I don't remember any of it, but I would love to, assuming that I haven't met Harry Metcalf, I would love to meet him. But anyway, let's crack on with the comments. How's the time go? Oh God, look at the time. Oh, Mr. Paddy's on about the Confessions movies. Confessions of a Window Cleaner. Confessions of a Driving Instructor. That was Robin Asquith, I believe. Oh, and Mustard turned up at this point. Hello, Tommy Patters. Peter P having a bit of a laugh. 15,000 viewers saying that you unpacked your shopping the wrong way. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what engages people. because it's something that they can relate to and relate with. So if you do your shopping, then the fact that, I mean, the first thing is that, right, I've received my shopping from Waitrose. So you'll then get 1,000 people saying, oh, you don't want to shop in Waitrose, you want to shop in Lidl. It's much cheaper and the quality is even better. And then you buy, I don't know, and I got this ribeye steak. Oh, you don't want to get ribeye steak, you want to get fillet steak. And I bought these potatoes. Oh, you don't want to get those potatoes. And I get these eggs, so I'll put these in the fridge. Oh, you don't want to put them in the fridge. Eggs shouldn't be in the fridge. You want to keep them in a porcelain chicken on your worktop. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's something that, like the financial videos, the one that I did that did really well. Maybe it's relatable to people. So if you unpack your shopping, people can look at it and relate to it and either want to criticize you or want to help you by saying, look, oh, you've paid too much for that there. You could have bought it from here, then it would have been cheaper. But maybe that's the thing. It invites people to engage because it is entirely relatable to them. Maybe that's the thing. Sean's latest idea is we should all release a shopping video on the same day. That's not a bad idea, actually. Who's up for that? Let's make that a community thing. Let's all do a shop and release the video on the same day, and presumably reference each other in the video, so that people can go around the videos and decide who did the best shop. It's oh God. I mean, maybe that. Honestly, you could get lost for hours just in the comments on one of Sean's shopping videos. Don't put that in the fridge. You can freeze that. I could have got that £1 cheaper. Oh dear. But no, seriously, they do the numbers. I watch them. I don't know why, but I watch them and I enjoy them and I watch every minute of them. So it must be clicking a button somewhere. It must be because they're relatable and something that people can respond to. So, if I tell you that, I don't know, I've done something in the restaurant, then most of you can't relate to that because you don't work in a Nepali restaurant. But if I tell you that I've been to Tesco and they were out of stock of something or other and I had to get this instead, you can probably all relate to that. So maybe that's the way that it works. Maybe that is the key to having success on YouTube, putting out relatable content. God. Hello, darlings. Today, I will be mostly suffering with hemorrhoids. And then you get 30,000 views and 15,000 comments saying, oh, I suffer with hemorrhoids too. And then you get another 15,000 comments of people saying, I've never suffered from hemorrhoids. I have excellent anal health. And the reason is because I never eat sultanas and I only eat tangerines on a Tuesday. And I only ever use Andrex biodegradable toilet paper. All of you people who suffer from hemorrhoids, you bring it on yourselves. If you can get a bit of commotion going in your comments, I'm sure that doesn't help your views. I need to get some controversy going in the comments, don't I? Oh dear. God, I'm exhausted. I'm really enjoying this though. Oh dear. Right, let's get through these comments and Uh, Emma says, I've noticed that Sean gets slated for all the shopping he does, but then most YouTubers do. Well, that's the thing. You maybe that's it as well. It's relatable, and it gives people the chance to say that they're better than you, or they know better than you do, or they could have done better than you could. Oh, you bought too much there. Oh, you shouldn't buy that much. I might experiment with this. I remember ages ago, I did a video that I think was called I had £10 to spend in home bargains. And that did much better numbers than my videos normally did at that time. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do an unpacking shopping video. I'm going to jump on the gravy train. Oh, Sean, I'm laughing at this because, well, you'll laugh at it if you watch tomorrow's video. Sean texted me to say, when you do your room makeover, ask the audience where you should stick your sofa. Now, that's relating to a video of his where he did exactly that. And the internet blew up with ladies of a certain age telling him exactly where he should stick his sofa. And not in the rude sense. There were, oh my God, there was almost World War III over where this bloody sofa should be placed. And I genuinely thought about that when I was filming in my front parlor today. And I thought, yeah, I'll have a bit of that. And I did exactly that. There are, I think, two parts in the film where I said, oh, I don't know. Over to you. You tell me in the comments what you think I should do, or where I should put that, or whatever it was. Because I thought, yeah, yeah, get people involved. Although, to be fair, that wasn't actually contrived. It's about the shenanigans on my telephone table, and God, I'm banging on when I should be going. The lady, I showed the lovely lady today the picture of the telephone on my telephone table, which was her telephone table, and she said, "Oh, that's perfect." But you've got it in the wrong place. The phone should not be up there on the top tier. The phone needs to be down below. Then you need two smaller decorative items here, and then you need a feature piece on the top tier there. And she seemed very certain. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I'm sorry. And so I changed the table around today because she told me I'd got it wrong. And she's kind of right. Well, in fact, she's right. The phone does look a lot better down on the lower level than it does on the top tier. No question about that. But I'm not sure about the thing that's on the top. I'll watch the video tomorrow and get an argument started in the comments. Oh, God. I'm getting all sorts of ideas for videos now. Good morning, darlings, and welcome to Windy Bottom, my little cottage perched up on the moors here in the Peak District National Park. And today, I've got a dilemma that I hope that you can help me with. I have got a choice of clean socks today. I could wear plain black socks or socks with a pattern on them. Over to you. Which should I wear? And then just end the video. Obviously, it'll get about 134 11 million views. And the entire world can get themselves worked up into a right old paddy about which socks are best, plain socks or socks with a pattern on them. Well, I like black socks because if socks go missing, you don't have to worry about making a pair because they're all the same. Oh yeah, but then you'll get socks with different elements of wear all mixed up, and they were, oh no, that would be sock madness. You need correct sock management, and pattern socks will help you with correct socks. My husband only ever wears socks with the day of the week on them. God. I will get through these comments then. Right, it's 25 past. At half past, I'm going to bugger off whether I've read the comments or not, because we all need to get something to eat and get to bed, don't we? Oh my God, this is going to break the internet. Another one I'm going to drop next week, say Sean, is it too early to start putting the heating on? That's got a Radio Wales feature written all over it. Oh, yeah, that will definitely do about 111 million views. Is it too early to put? Oh God. Uh, and in case you think I'm taking the mick, I'm not. I love Sean. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Sean anyway, as you know. But I love his audience as well. I love the fact that they're all so invested and intense and well-meaning and wonderful. I think a couple, a very very few, have migrated over to me and managed to kind of fit in with you wonderful lot in the old inner scrotum. But oh God, seriously, read the comments on Sean's videos. Oh, I'm reminded of an episode of Yes Minister. Actually, I've never thought about this before. There was an episode of Yes Minister where Humphrey was talking about what his state of mind would be um, if he'd have believed everything that his political masters at a certain time believed, and he'd be a raving trade unionist and a raving right winger, um, and he went through all of the different things that he would have to be and that it would be impossible for him to be. And he ended up saying, above all, Bernard, I would be stark staring mad. And I bet Sean must feel like that. I know Sean reads through his comments, and he gets plenty of them. And he must feel a bit like that, because if he took everybody's advice in the comments, then he'd be living in Wales and living in London. He'd have an allotment and he wouldn't have an allotment. His shed would be in about 64 different places on the allotment. He'd be shopping at Ocado and shopping at Lidl and shopping at Tesco and shopping at his local shop. God almighty. Oh dear. You have to laugh. Boaty, says Emma. Am I mistaken, or were you meant to be collecting your new and interesting unit today? I think I've covered that, haven't I? Mark says, Boaty, your unpacking tryout is making me laugh a lot. Peter P says, I hear you're doing unpacking now, further. Yes. Oh dear. Unpacking shopping with the Reverend Boaty. Unpacking with a religious fervour. I could do a religious version of this. And here we have some Sainsbury's medium egg noodles. Let us pray. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of Sainsbury's medium egg noodles. Oh, God. Oh, I'm losing the plot. I really do need to bugger off, don't I? Right, I'll have a final puff a swig of wine, and then we'll work through the comments and sod off. God knows it's coming up to past. Right. Okay, here we go. Professional. Oh, just to add though that tomorrow I am going to the Ashgate Hospice charity shop, which used to be back in the day my charity shop of choice, and I'm going to be filming there. And anyway, oh, excuse me. Don't forget to like, shout to the lovely Jimmy Quinn again. Small print shite, says Jimmy at 500. Cut out YouTube and use PayPal, maybe, says Stephen Manning, and welcome to you. Yeah, certainly make that an availability, but YouTube make it YouTube provide the platform, so they're entitled to their cut. But this situation is above and beyond the pale as far as I'm concerned. But there we are. Yeah, ideally, as we've been talking about over the last 3 months, then if people wanted to help, then if you do it directly via PayPal, then more of the money gets to the creator that you're trying to support. Well, in fact, all of it, rather than just 38% of it. And it's immediate rather than the creator having to wait up to 2 months, theoretically. But YouTube make it very, very easy, and they offer things. So it's kind of, I think Jimmy Quinn got it perfect. So you've got YouTube saying, buy a channel membership, you get your name lit up in a color, you get this, you get that, you get perks. So what Jimmy did, and this was off his own bat, and it's like I said before, it's a really thoughtful and kind way of doing it. He took out the basic channel membership, and then on a monthly basis, every month he pings me the difference between the basic channel membership and the top tier channel membership. He pings me directly via PayPal. So he gets all of the YouTube benefits of the channel membership and all of that. And he's visibly supporting the channel, for which I'm eternally grateful, as I am with all of you. But then he also gets the satisfaction of knowing that that when he does the rest of it, it's all going where he wants it to go. And YouTube aren't taking 62% of it, or even 100% of it, as has been the case here. So, yeah, the magic is probably somewhere in the middle, isn't it? PayPal is a good alternative, says Simone. Emma's going to fuck you up. Oh yeah, Emma says 42 watching. Like the live stream or else I will metal detect you. And that is a clue as to Emma's new toy, darlings. Oh dear. Oh, and here we go. We've reached the point where Sean did what he did. Oh my God, Sean, says Matron. Fair play, Sean, says Black Lines. That's actually made me tear up, says Matron. Lovely Sean, says Emma. What a lovely man. What a nice thing to do, says Black Lines. Andrew says, oh, Sean, you're a very good egg. Lovely job, Sean, says Jimmy. Sean, you're a hero, says Neil. Hashtag community, says Emma. God almighty, Sean. Fair play, says Jimmy F500. Lovely thing to do, Sean. Bad books. Nice chap, that Sean, says Mustard. Mr. Stephen Paddy says, thank you so much, Sean, for making the best of a bad situation for Jason. The community would like to thank you for paying the money he lost. Lots of love to the South Wales Mountains, says Peter P. I don't touch my knob when the adverts come on, says Andrew. Hope that helps, Boaty. It really does. My ad revenue since the end of the 3 months. Maybe it's because you guys are, being a bit more careful about not touching that knob. My ad revenue has gone way, way up. It's still, only, but, per video, where the video was doing, honestly, when an average video was doing something like, I don't know, 20 or 30p before, it's doing like about £1.20 or £1.30 now. So that's hope maybe it's a temporary thing, but hopefully it stays, and it's a massive step up. You don't get this on Hubnut, says Emma. True that, Emma, says Andrew. My teeth are like a smashed piano, says Black Lines. God, I know how you feel. So yeah, a lot of love going out to Sean. That was a lovely thing to do, and you probably don't want me to bang on about it too much because I know what you like. Sean is the loveliest guy imaginable. I've met him in real life. I filmed some content with him, but we did a lot of stuff. We had a lot of chat off camera. Went to the pub, and he's just an absolutely genuine, down to earth, lovely, lovely person. And the thing I love about it, and he doesn't talk about it. He doesn't talk about it on his channel, and that's a sign of things. He's told me, or I'm aware of things that he's done since he's had a bit of success. He's done a lot to help other people, and I do mean a lot. And he never talks about it. Things like, a channel was struggling with sound, and he sent them. He sent them a set of microphones that he knew were a massive improvement. When I was filming my first Welsh video, he offered me all the help in the world and helped out financially as well, and gave me massive shout outs on his channel. So he's just a lovely, genuine, generous guy with a heart as big as a house. And I love that. He passes on the good fortune that he's had recently, and that's just an amazing thing. And I'm really grateful. And I'm incredibly fond of him, and I value him massively as a friend. Can't wait to do the next video. Can't wait to do the next video with him. And there will be another one, at least another one, hopefully more. Right, come on. This isn't getting this live stream finished, is it? How many more comments have I got to go? Oh, my friend Steve, Ollie Owl says, I thought I'd ironically tune into YouTube to register my disgust at the YouTube monetization policy. Yeah, Steve was one of the guys chatting on in the Facebook group tonight. And let me just check. Oh, bless him. And he also chucked a couple of quid into PayPal to cover a couple of channel memberships he missed. That's really kind. Thank you, mate. The face of Nuffield Health or whatever it was, although they they stopped paying him after he. Neil has just killed the big spider for me. Oh, the poor spider. You need a telephone box to save pennies. A wooden box, says Sean. Andrew just threw out a load of old phone books, Yellow Pages. Oh, yeah, but they were commercial. You want the actual directory. I'm going to do a search online for a telephone directory. Well, I might even make a video about that. That would be a good video thing, wouldn't it? would it be possible to get hold of a telephone directory for the area that I live in now? And I've got no idea. It might be really easy. It might be totally impossible. It's not something I thought about until somebody mentioned it, but I might make a video about it. Oh God, look at the time. It's 20 to 1. Oh my God. Oh, exploring with Ben and Sam is with us. Good evening. My grandmother always answered, Battersea Cats and Dogs Home. We're full up, but how can we help you? That's Sean. Oh, Bad Books, it was you. That was me. Parsons Seaton 66297 in her best posh telephone phone voice. Yeah, our mums and our grandmothers, they had a telephone voice, didn't they? I don't think our fathers and our grandfathers did, but our mothers and grandmothers did. Good evening, also, Stratospherian, and a jolly good evening to you. Mum, I told you not to do this. I'm not reading these out. Copy and paste them and do them tomorrow. I said we're going to do the. Oh, and Emma says, oh, okay, I'll repeat that again tomorrow then. Well done, Simone. Simone has remonetized 50 videos. I'm really, really glad, Simone. We're going to keep on your back about this. We'll don't worry. We're all gonna get through this with you. This is going to be a community mission. Graham Hill, good evening to you. Boaty asked the post office if they've got an old telephone book. Good idea. I'm genuinely going to do a video about that. I'm going to include this if I remember. Oh God, Emma, matron, anybody, please send me a text to remind me that tomorrow I'm going to include. Because I'm not going to remember this. It's 20 to 1 in the morning, for Christ's sake. I've got wine inside me. I'm hungry. I'm a bit tired, actually. I was up quite early today. Somebody send me something to remind me that I've got to look for a telephone directory tomorrow and I need to include it in my video or something. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really very grateful. I just got in, say, Sherry, got to be me. I wish I went from outside the house, but I will be happening tonight. If you see this, wondering if this is related to Carry On Nurse. Thank you, matron. Matron's just pinged me. Right, everybody, say good night, darlings. Sean says, looking on eBay, you can still buy Yellow Pages for Skipton. Where's Skipton? Where is Skipton? Simone's off to sleep. That's why we all relate to you, Boaty, says Andrew. We're all a bunch of perverts under the surface. Boaty just solved the mystery behind the YouTube success. It's true, yes, says Emma. Make videos that people can relate to and criticize, etc. Like when I didn't believe the premiere in hand wash was quality, and there was an outcry in the comments. There was. I read that. Mustard's chiming in now on the PMs. Good point, Andrew. Will you get in trouble if you show just shopping on YouTube that you shoplifted? And Emma says he hasn't so far. Aim yourself time, says Andrew. Oh, God, I'm losing the plot here. Oh, dear. Right, I'm just going to say good night, darlings. I'll just see if there's anything super important that I need to read out. Oh, Rover Joe is here. This might sound strange, says Andrew. I'm looking for a street directory of Greater Manchester from the 1960s, trying to see where my mum used to live in Stockport. Well, if you've got any clues, Andrew, I would be very happy to drive to Stockport and try and find it. Oh, exploring with Ben and Sam, he says, goes to cook Boaty some food. Oh, that's very kind. I need food. I need staff curry. And I need to finish off my wine. I need to go to sleep. Above all, I need to let you guys go to sleep. This has gone on for far too long, but in a sense, it hasn't gone on for long enough. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing end to an amazing day that started kind of badly. And I just want to say that I'm incredibly warmed by all of you and your friendship and your kindship and your generosity. Um, and thank you so much. And obviously tonight, special thanks go to most of all to Sean. That was just an incredible gesture, and I'm particularly grateful because obviously Sean and I are friends, and he knows the situation that I'm genuinely in, and he will know exactly how much difference that will make. I'm also massively grateful to Jimmy for just, oh, Jimmy, that really touched me. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Steve, as well, of course, and thank all of you for just being there. And yeah, let's not waffle on. Let's yeah, let's yeah. Still no Holly tonight. I'm a bit sad about that. I am a bit sad about that, but Jimmy Quinn has left the stream, and I'm going to leave it right now as well. Darlings, it's been one of the magical ones, and thank you for being part of it. Thank you for making it magical. I wish you all a safe and peaceful night ahead. Have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. Take joy wherever you can. And above all, take care of yourself. And if you're lucky enough to have those that you cared about or who cared about you, take really good care of them too. But above all, and more so tonight than possibly ever before, all the love in the world from me. Thank you so, so much. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for making a difference on a daily basis. Please tune in again tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, Wednesday night live. There will be a video out tomorrow, probably in the 1919 slot, and I hope you enjoy that. And that's it. Good night, darlings. Thank you again so much. Much love. Sleep tight. Pachoo and in boss.